Welcome. We have another 888 type vibration today. Today being August the 10th, 2024. August being the 8th month. The 10th is similar now in this 5D consciousness to the master number, the 11-2. So we're going to maintain that 10 type vibration. And 2024 is in the 8 vibration. The 8 plus the 10 and the 8 is a 26/8. So that's our third 8 for today. And it is a powerful year. It's a powerful month, and today is another powerful day with us. So I'd like to welcome you to a guided meditation, as we are all here as a spiritual being for the soul ambassador. And the intention with today's meditation is to assist those with this meditation being well protected by the light, is to assist those with releasing any of the karma, anything, whether it was an abuse of power, any and all types of conflict, whether it was personal, anything from the family, the culture, and the religion. And from the soul's perspective, we're going to go in and release things from the past lifetimes as well. And it is simply an opportunity, and it's a wondrous opportunity to place it into the field. And then we're going to be embodying the positive energies of this, of the positive 8 type vibration. And what's most important with this is clearing out the negative, and then uplifting and then up-leveling into the positive vibrations of the 8 type vibrations. So the 8 vibration here is dealing with money, power, and achieving recognition. So this is the positive side of it. So the 8 and the 1 type vibration, today being the 10th, the 1 is dealing with leadership and self-confidence. It's being in one's power, being in the driver's seat, taking fast and immediate action with this. The 8 is similar to that 1 type vibration. The 8 is all about being in one's power, being in one's leadership. And for those with 1, they're going to be having their own type of a business, being very entrepreneurial minded. And the 8 is those that are usually either as the CEO, either of a country, of the business. They are the ones that are controlling other people and controlling other people's resources. So both of these numbers are very demanding, and they require whoever has these type of a vibration to be sitting and being in the front seat with this. Otherwise, in this 5D consciousness, it's going to hurt. So welcome to this meditation for today. Finding yourself here into a comfortable position and uncrossing your hands, uncrossing your feet, closing your eyes and taking in 5 deep breaths. And with each breath taken in, feeling more and more relaxed and feeling centered and feeling grounded from within. With your eyes closed, I'd like you to imagine in your mind's eye having a large silver plate. And on the silver plate, I'd like you to empty whatever it is occupying your mind. It's any of the stress, any of the worries, any of the anxieties, anything from today, from the past month or the past year, or anything from the past that's no longer serving you, and simply giving you the opportunity to empty out what's no longer serving you with this. And when you're ready, watching the silver plate rising higher and higher into the vastness of the universe until you no longer see it. Imagine yourself walking through your garden, sensing and feeling the sun's warmth in your skin, and smelling the fragrance of the flowers and trees throughout your garden. Towards the edge of your garden, walking up the set of stairs, up to the door, guarding your own private island. In the doorway, there's a key, and unlocking this door, stepping into your island, closing the door behind you, locking it, and keeping the key with you. I'd like you to invoke and invite your doorkeeper, your guardian angel from the light, and thanking this guide with keeping you well protected here throughout the day and throughout the night. I'd like you to invoke and invite here onto your island your younger self, the younger version of you, the inner child, and giving this inner child both a hug and a kiss. And as you gaze into the eyes of your younger self, what do you see behind those eyes? Is this child confident? Is this inner child happy? Or behind those eyes, is there any stubbornness? Or behind those eyes, is there a fear of being in one's power with this? I'd like you to give your inner child both a hug and a kiss, and thanking this inner child, this younger version of yourself, with being here on your island for today. I'd like for you to invoke and invite from the light your guides, your master guide and guides, and whether you see them or not, simply acknowledging them and thanking your guides for being here for today. Equally, I'd like you to invoke and invite your identical self, which looks just like you, also from the light, and giving your identical self both a hug and a kiss. Your spiritual guides and your identical self, they'll be assisting you throughout this meditation. Your master guide is set up here on your island, a larger size TV screen, and I'd like you to reflect with your younger self with whatever's happened, with whatever you need to see on this TV screen, with no judgment, with no blame with this. And they're going to flash in front of your mind's eye any of the older experiences that are no longer serving you. So I'll give you a few seconds here, and I'll be back with you here in just a moment, and for you to enjoy your movie. For whatever's shown up here, whether it's a feeling, a vision, a thought, whatever the energy is, I'd like you to give yourself the permission with either making a decision with this, either with choosing to hold on to it or saying, thank you very much, I'm choosing now with letting it go. And the intention is here with your healer guides and with your identical self. They're going to be assisting you now with whatever's shown up there. And they're going to be placing these cords, files, and feelings, whatever these emotional entanglements are, and they're going to be placed into the field on your behalf with this. And it's to lighten up your energy with this. And what they're doing there is they're releasing the negative or the critical type vibrations with this. So anything coming either from the family, the culture, the religion, anything from the childhood type of experiences, from the environment, and from the soul's many other past lifetimes with the same type of an energy. And this type of an energy can be either dealing with corruption, an abuse of power, greed, lust. The big one here is the abuse of power and karma. Now the karma is going to be a big one because we all volunteer as a spiritual being, volunteering on behalf of the soul, showing up into this physical 3D world. And this is the place to process everything with this. So this is going to be a big one. anything involving the karma, either mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually, and sexually, for whatever it is, with no judgment, with no blame with this. We're going to set the intention for any of all these entanglements back with the inner child and deeper back to the fetus and from the past lifetimes, and placing any of these cords, files, and feelings and the related entanglements and having them placed into the field with peace, compassion, universal love, and grace. And I'd like you to take in 5 deep breaths and simply allowing the energy to flow through. And with each breath taken in, I'd like for you to hold it, and then with a purifying exhale, breathing it all out. For any of the files and for any of the feelings, with there being any tiny fear, it may not be coming from this lifetime, but from a past lifetime, there may be a tiny fear or a hidden fear of being in one's power with this. Equally with this, being on the 10th for today, anything involving if there was a loss of self-confidence, if there was a lack of being in leadership or being in the back seat with this, going forward, making a decision that being in the front seat is most imperative. And yeah, I can feel that in my voice. So it's most important with this. The leadership is a big component to this. Being in one's power with this. And for some of us, it may take a lot of courage. It takes some vulnerability with this. And this is where the strength is. And that strength, this is what enhances that leadership and being in one's power with this. So for any of the fears, for any of the worries, and it can come from a past lifetime, either with the feeling of feeling persecuted, and from the soul, either with in the past lifetime, the job never got done, or even being taken out, or for some either burned at the stake, or with whatever's happened, as there's no judgment or blame with it, your spiritual guides and your identical self in the light, they're going to be assisting you with cutting and releasing any of these entanglements and having them placed into the field on your behalf. For the feeling of being in one's power with this, what's most important is taking the ownership and the personal responsibility with whatever's going on, and saying, well, I did things to the best of my ability, and I'm willing now with going forward with this in a positive way and in an uplifting way, and being authentic and real with myself, that I need to make either a new choice or a new decision, and I'm giving myself the permission that for whatever happened from the past, I'm forgiving myself for any of the stress, for any of the worries, for any of the anxieties. I forgive myself for any of the abuse of this, for any of the karma. I forgive myself both fully and completely for anything that I've done towards myself or towards others, either in the form of karma, abuse, and anything else that's whatever's showing up there, as there's no judgment or no blame with it, and placing it simply into the field. And I'd like you to take in 3 more deep breaths, please. Now for myself here, I'm feeling that partially within my throat. For anyone else listening to this recording here, it's going to be felt either within the solar plexus or down within the base chakra. With your identical self from the light, your identical self will be assisting you with showing you with what does it take with ease and grace with being in one's power with this. And equally with being in one's leadership with this, taking the ownership and gaining back that power. And the power is going to come in a couple ways. Either working one's tail off or doing something where they're being recognized or seen for their own accomplishment and simply being good at with whatever they're doing and being open with receiving without self-sabotaging one's own success. I want to add to that, if there was any tiny fear from the past, with there being any tiny fear from the past, of either the fear of being recognized, the fear of being seen, and when you're aware that the goods were coming, and then at the most vulnerable point, then self-sabotaging the whole thing, I'd like you to give yourself the permission with releasing that emotional, the negative emotional or feeling, please. I'd like you to take in 3 more deep breaths. Let's give this another go here. With your identical self, give your identical self both a hug and a kiss. As your guides and your identical self, they're going to be assisting you with releasing all these negative feelings. Now with your identical self, giving your identical self both a hug and a kiss, you're now going to be embodied and being up-leveled with the positive 8 type vibration. And as you're giving your identical self both a hug and a kiss, it's to sense, it's to feel, and it's to embody the positive 8 vibration. And this is where the 8 vibration is back with the feeling. We're going to set the intention with being embodied with the higher dimension energy, higher physical energy, higher emotion energy. Embodied being with the money, the power. Embodied being open with receiving the abundance, the wealth. And the abundance and wealth is not all money related. It's being embodied with all the other areas in this 5D type consciousness that makes this physical life worth living and being a more rewarding type of an experience. I'd like you to set the intention with your identical self, with being embodied, with being open with receiving, and with the universe, with being open with receiving all the good, all the positive, all the uplifting positive energies. And with your identical self here, and with your guides from the light, you're going to be embodied here with a pillar of golden light from God's source creator, and with your soul, a pillar of silver light. With your palms faced upwards, I'd like you to set the intention with thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, with God's source creator, with your identical self, and with your soul, with being open with receiving all the good in your life. Allow this golden light and silver light, allow this golden and silver light to shower over you with this, and being embodied with this golden and silver light. With your palms faced upwards, being open with receiving any of the positive uploads or downloads, and any of the technology coming in from your soul or with your identical self with this. Allow this golden light and silver light with cleansing out your energy field, with cleansing out anything either within the solar plexus or within the base chakra, and being open with receiving any of the uploads or the downloads from God's source creator. And in your mind's eye, simply stating, thank you, thank you, thank you. In your mind's eye, if there's anyone you'd like to send this golden or silver light to, in your mind's eye, set the intention and allow God, Source, Creator of the universe to assist you with sending light on your behalf. And equally, if there's somebody in your life, and if you're going through some tougher situations, you can place the request and allow the other side to assist you along your journey or along your path, and allow either God's Source of the universe to send light on your behalf to others, to allow you with whatever you need to be doing with your own life with this. Allow yourself of being showered in an avalanche of this divine golden and silver light, then radiating this light throughout your home, throughout your vehicle, wherever you're commuting, and radiating this light either several kilometers or several miles away from your home. Your identical self in the light, and with your guides, they've set up here on your island the advanced medbed-based technologies. And they're going to be assisting you with operating the medbed, and it's an opportunity to integrate and up-level and adapt with whatever's been embodied energetically within your being. I'd like you to take a couple moments here, stepping into the medbed, and allow yourself of being cocooned in this angelic golden and silver light. And I'll be back with you here in a couple moments. It's time now, stepping out from the medbed. And as your identical self, as they turn off the medbed, I'd like you to reflect with you and with your inner child, with whatever you've seen, with whatever you've processed for today. and simply being kind with yourself and giving yourself the time, the space, and the energy with whatever has been uploaded or embodied within your physical being, and taking the time either to reflect, or if you're feeling tired with this after the meditation, taking a nap. And I'd like you to give your inner child both a hug and a kiss for being here throughout this meditation. And I'd like for you to give your identical self both a hug and a kiss, and thanking your identical self in the light for uplifting your energies and for assisting you, because your identical self is living the positive version of whatever the negative experience that you're living with. And thanking your identical self for assisting you throughout this meditation here. Thanking your guides from the light, and thanking God, Source Creator, and with your soul with this, saying goodbye to everyone. Walking back to the door, guarding your island, or with your doorkeeper, with your guardian angel, thanking this guide with keeping you well protected throughout the day and throughout the night. Walking back to the door, guarding your island, and taking out your key and unlocking this door. Stepping out from your island, closing the door behind you, locking it, and keeping the key with you. Stepping out from the island, I mentioned closing the door behind you, locking it, and then walking back down the set of stairs back into your garden. And throughout your garden, picking up a flower or two. And whenever you're ready, gently moving your hands, moving your feet, opening your eyes, taking in 1 or 2 deep breaths. And welcome back. Enjoy the rest of your day. And thank you for being here throughout this meditation. Take care.